You gotta let me know, was that mom's motivation with the painting behind you, or was that Jordan?
Uh, it's probably both. But yeah, she's, I guess since she grew up or born in Louisville, yeah, got,
Yeah.
you know, and she used to ride when she was younger. So, and of course, Jordan rode a lot and still rides some, but yeah, that's probably some of both being with the picture.
Yeah. I think that's like the war horse back in World War One, but that's me just guessing there. I don't know.
Oh, is he talking about like War Admiral?
Yeah.
That was the horse's name that won so many. Yeah, but it could be. I
Yeah.
I don't look at it that much. Uh,
Yeah.
we don't. I don't think we pay much to detail as the well as women do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, of course, I know you as dad,
Yeah.
obviously, for the world out there. What do what do others see you as?
Uh, say probably as a uh, quiet man. Uh, I want them to know me. I mean, I am a quiet man,
Yeah.
but I speak to when I really need to say something because I
Hmm.
take my thoughts in, and if I'm in a meeting or uh, in in a place where there's discussions happening, I want to listen what everybody has to say before I just make a come out.
Hmm.
I want to think about it.
Yeah.
So. Uh,
Did were you always as observant? Just even growing up, you feel like you were observant, or did you get to that point, we got older?
I think I've always been like that because we always had there was back when I was younger there were seemed like a lot of grown ups and either at my grandmother's house or our house
Hmm.
and I always wanted to listen to their conversations and so and then as I gotten older, yeah, I listened more. So
You
yeah.
find that interesting that your son is doing the same thing as listening to other people right now?
Yeah, since you said that, that is really interesting that
Yeah.
you do, and I'm glad. I didn't be honest with you. I didn't want you to take a role. I wanted you to do something different. I didn't want you uh, in the business
Hmm.
that I was running.
Yeah.
Uh, I wanted you. That was an option. You always had that option, but I really wanted you to do something else, and you're doing it. So I'm proud for you.
Yeah. Well, you gave me, I know I say it almost every week, you gave me that opportunity and blessing. And yeah, I mean, words can't describe the gratefulness there. So, yeah, I mean, that's something that, even, while I'm starting this,
Yeah.
figuring out how other people have built what they built, and you're the first one that I've learned from. So, as you look at your life, what would you say are the practices and habits that got you where you're at today?
Um, well, I'm kind of like you. I watched my father get up every day and
Mm.
go to work and make his sacrifices. Um, he was. I can remember the sounds of his vehicle coming home in the evenings,
Mm.
uh, a couple of blocks away. I mean, but he did it every day, and that taught me, to that. I guess the dedication and what he done there, and plus you have that, and then I had an older brother that I wanted to compete with. It challenged myself.
Mm-hmm.
as a young man growing up, I wanted to be better, either in school or sports. Didn't matter. It was uh, so with those two items, and then you have peer pressure, not peer pressure, but your friends.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of shapes you, uh, but and molds you. But ultimately, you're going to grow up, and you're going to make that decision on your own, on the person type of person you want to be.
Yeah.
But you see it growing up. Uh, I'm watching my father do that with the discipline. Uh, that really had a big bearing
Mm-hmm.
uh, on my life.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw the same thing. I see the same thing in you and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Your work ethic, y'all's work ethic is similar
Yeah.
to me.
You said every day. Was this 7 days a week? He was.
A lot of days it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Back, especially when he opened up, he was just a single owner of the business, and
Mm-hmm.
in the old, uh, sometimes it was, he'd actually stay out there on the oil rig
Yeah.
with that crew. So yeah, it was some long days.
What do you think the younger generation now can learn from something like that?
Uh, well, they're going to have to learn because uh, I think the white collar job is really uh, there's going to be a lot of those taken in the next
Mm-hmm.
in 3 to 5 to 7 years. There will
Mm-hmm.
be so many of those jobs taken because of the AI.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be more with the power, the infrastructure. It's going to take so much electricians, plumbers,
Mm-hmm.
welders. There's going to be like an industrial revolution on this stuff. That there's going to be more opportunities in the blue collar
Mm-hmm.
than white collar jobs. So they're going to
Yeah.
have to learn
Yeah.
uh, if they want to if they want to have a family, raise a family, and eat and survive. I think a lot of them will have to go and take positions. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. I saw that the other day that there's going to be a huge demand for those types of careers. So,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, going back to what I mentioned, this being motivation around hearing from other business owners, hearing from entrepreneurs. I mean, the title of this is rebuilding. So it's about getting through adversity and how did you rebuild and get through a tough period in life. And so, what would you say is the primary moment in your life that you went through adversity, handled a loss, and how did you rebuild from it?
Uh, I think July of '85. I was
Mm-hmm.
21. Probably the best shape of my life. Um, and of course, I was working. I was being a welder journeyman for Willamette Industries,
Mm-hmm.
maintenance man for them. And all of a sudden, I came down with high fever, sweats, and uh, for 2 weeks, I ran the fever, swelling in my knees, and they put me in and out of multiple hospitals, and they didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So after about 3 months, there was an older doctor, uh, Dr. Berter, Burda, in Shreveport, diagnosed me with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and um, so that at least at that point, I knew knew what it was, knew what the disease was. So then we could start trying to fight it, and took some gold. There was a medicine called gold back then, but it was hard on your body. But anyway, we got it under control without that after probably 3 months. And I knew I couldn't work with my hands anymore. So, I had to go back to school and do another career choice in my life, and did that. And I was a little older when I went back to college, and
Yeah.
it took me about 3 years, and got out with a bachelor's in finance. And after that, I started with my father
Mm-hmm.
in a small business.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that was the trying time of my life,
Yeah.
uh, the change and adversity. But you just uh, you get to thinking about how uh, what can be taken from you overnight is just kind of it's not scary, but I mean, you never know. Life can change in a moment's notice,
Yeah.
and it did for me.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've told that story in one way or another to us, and that was always a just a big lesson that life is precious and you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If somebody else went through the same thing or close to the same thing that you went through, what would you tell them?
Oh. Um, just so you can't take anything for granted. Your health, especially, and it's just life. Just like you just said, life is precious, and you don't really know it until something happens like that, and you kind of wake up. But when you wake up each day, it's a blessing. I hope everybody's grateful for each day they wake up, because
Yeah.
it can happen just like that.
What was, I mean, when you got that diagnosis, what, I know this was a while ago. What's like that first thought in your head? Like, what's the first thing you're thinking about when you hear that? Like, what's the first gut reaction?
I guess mine was, will I be able to live a full life, as far as
Mm-hmm.
that, am I going to be in a wheelchair in 15 years, 20,
Yeah.
30, or 10? I just didn't
Yeah.
know at the time, because the medicine out there wasn't as good as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my, I guess, first reaction. And uh, my second, my, I guess not my second, but after I got married, my worst nightmare was if we had kids,
Mm-hmm.
are they going to get it? And
Yeah.
that really bothered me.
Yeah. I had to lean on a lot of faith if I had to.
Yes. Uh, Faith is a big part,
Yeah.
big part of my life. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that, and you don't have much.
That's good. I mean, with where you're at in life now, Dad, what would you say you're focused on now? I mean, a lot of your life was getting through, rebuilding, actually building a company, after the diagnosis, and now, being retired. What are you focused on?
It's kind of backwards. Now I'm focused on my health. Back then, I should have been focused on my health, but because when you're younger, you don't think about your health. You just, when you're younger, you think that everything, you got it by the
I'm
tail.
invincible. I'm invincible right now.
Going.
Yeah.
So, and you don't think about time. So right now, I try to manage my health. I prioritize my health, and then I manage my time wisely because
Hmm.
I know how precious time is,
Hmm.
and you don't really understand that until you get older. And
Yeah.
I told you about time. I quick it goes by, but and I think you understand more and more about time as young as you are. I think you understand it.
Well,
Uh,
who do you think I learned it from?
I,
Yeah.
uh, hopefully, I had something to
Yeah.
do with it.
Yeah. Hope everybody is enjoying the first edition of the podcast. This one is extremely special to me and near and dear to my heart. The first person that I looked up to was my father, and learning lessons from him, learning how he got through adversity is something that I will always hold close to me. So, hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast and looking forward to the next episode. It's important to see, I mean, now your focus is taking advantage of each day, seeing how important time is, and then also focus on your health simultaneously. In your 20s, what would you say? It sounds like you weren't focused on that. What would you say you were focused on?
Uh, I was mainly focused on building something
Mm-hmm.
uh, on for my family for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, uh, I did. I made the decision, and Mom and I made the decision together that she was going to stay home, and I was going to do the work, and because at that time I was making enough, and so I
Mm-hmm.
was building for the future. Just didn't realize how, but time has got a big place in that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if I would have known what really the how special time is, yeah, you you really take time for granted too.
Mm-hmm.
But um, that was my main focus, from later 20s up until late, to mid 30s or early 40s,
Yeah.
is building something for my family, so my family
Mm-hmm.
don't have to struggle when they get older.
Yeah. You hear a lot about balance in today's world, which I believe, and sometimes in life is important. At that point, when you're building, how much how much balance was there?
Oh, now you try to balance it, but I, I'll probably, to me, because I'm harder on myself, I probably work too much,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, more than I needed to. I probably took too much time away from my family, my wife and my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think it can be done, uh, and I hope that you can learn it from me that it can be done.
Yeah.
Uh, so you talking about balance, to me, I think it needs to be done, and I still did, what I could.
Mm-hmm.
I always at any type of events at school or any of those like that. I was always there, and I, took you to any practice needs or anything like that. I was always involved, but and
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it just
know.
hardened yourself because I think I told you this a lot where I think I saw you a lot, and you did have that type of quote unquote balance, and you get to do this now, which not everybody can do that. Like have these types of conversations, be retired. So yeah, I may be, but I'm also hard on myself too, so I I get it.
Where you get that from?
There you go.
So,
There you go. Well, yeah,
and my dream was to retire when I was 55, and that was my goal.
yeah,
And then I almost done it. If the state of Louisiana environmental, if they could have got a sample back and within a couple of months, we would have sold the company
hmm
in 2007, 17,
hmm
uh, or 2018. So yeah, I would have hit my target. But 61 was good enough. Also 62,
yeah,
61. It was last year, so that was fine too.
yeah. Well, after talking today, Dad, and walking through what what adversity you went through, how you've rebuilt and seen where you're at today. I mean, what did you learn today, past 20, 30 minutes, that you'll use for the rest of your life?
Well, uh, we talked about today is what was brought up on and on. We brought up a lot is faith, and we also used the word time.
hmm
Uh, and I want to use more, more than ever now, use it wisely.
hmm
So, and even this meeting to me, those two things came up quite a bit in our
hmm
meeting, and they mean a lot to me. So,
hmm
faith and time, more than ever, I think things we can use in life and daily needs.
Yeah,
So, those two items I'll carry the rest of my life and try to use them the best of my ability.
I love it. Well, I love you, Dad, and I couldn't think of a better first person to talk through because I learned a lot from you, and that was my big takeaway as well, which is yes, I saw you work hard. Yes, I saw you build something great, but the lessons about making the most of each day and having faith, that's what I'm always going to be grateful for, and I'm passed down to other people. So just grateful for you, Dad, and
Thank
thank
you,
you for,
son.
yeah, thank you for spending the time today.
Yeah, love you, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank
Of
you.
course. Of course.